What's up? What's going on, guys? I'm in traffic. I thought I'd be back to a spot where I could go live in peace. But when I say 4:30, I mean 4:30. So I gotta be on. Anywho, I think I got something for you guys today. Something I probably said before, but sometimes it doesn't always click in. Especially it doesn't always click in. It doesn't always click in for everyone at the same time, or make all the sense that it might make to you now, depending on where you're at in your journey in this game of lead generation, local lead generation, which is what we do. Hopefully you know that. But look, so I couldn't be on here Tuesday because I had an emergency meeting I had to be at. I made an offer on a property in Washington. I've been on the road since Monday. Like Monday morning, got on the phone with actually another Jay Care, who's in another space, specifically the mobile home space, kind of got me into that space. Made an offer on a property on Sunday, and then needed to get out to Vegas to get to an event, a mobile home event, to meet with some people, some key people. Anyway, so I had to kind of jump on a plane last minute, but this is all going to tie in. This will all tie into what we do, I think. So, after that, I'm watching the road too. I'm not going to take my eyes off the road, everyone. After that, went from Vegas. My buddy and myself flew from Vegas yesterday to Seattle, Washington. Jumped in a car last night, drove for a couple hours, grabbed a hotel, got up first thing this morning and went looking at these properties that we made some offers on. And we've kind of been doing our due diligence all day long. But how this comes back to what we do in lead generation, about a week ago when we first heard about the property and we're kind of throwing the idea of making an offer around, we went on and we took some ads out in the marketplace. And the ads basically were poking the market. And I want to bring this back on. It's not what you think it means. Maybe it is. I want to bring this back to how we should be poking the market in lead generation. So we poked the market. We put some ads out. We put some prices on rentals that we thought would be the price point that we'd like to fall in for the business model we were trying to make an offer on. And in about a week's time, we had 100 people reach out to us wanting to rent these from the ad that we put out, to get on our waiting list for these potential units for them to rent, which to us told us that the market was in a position for not only increased rents. The rents have been maybe not raised in a long enough period of time, but it was in a position where there was a lot of demand for what we were potentially going to offer on. So how does this work for what we do in lead generation? How does this work for what we do with picking a niche? And by the way, I'm not going to be on for forever tonight. I'm just going to kind of bring you guys this message, and then I'm going to let you guys go and implement it. I'd like to be on longer with you, but I know I'm going to get into some bad areas of cell signal, and it's just not going to work. But I wanted to bring you this message tonight because it's something you can take. It's something. Sometimes it's not about how long we spend together, but it's just the content or the piece of the nugget of knowledge we give each other in this group that you could go and run with right away. And that's exactly what I want you to do today. So we poke this market. We find out there's demand. We find out that there's people that want to utilize this potential property we're going to pick up and rent from us. So how do we attribute this to lead generation? Every one of you guys could be poking the market multiple times per day and finding out where there's low-hanging fruit, whether it be the niche you're in, the market you're in, what have you. You can poke the market a number of different ways. But if mainly you want to see if once you're ranked, which we know takes time, takes energy, takes effort, takes money if you're doing it all the done-for-you routes. One way you guys can do this is by simply grabbing like a Google AdWords coupon, getting a tracking phone number. There's a whole entire training in the group called Go Fast, Look Sexy. Now, some of you guys have heard me talk about the Go Fast, Look Sexy strategy before, but you may have never implemented it because you didn't quite understand it. You weren't at that point in your business, or you got off one of these live streams and you just forgot about it. So I was thinking about what we did in that marketplace today, and I was like, man, I need to get back into poking the market more in local lead generation. I need to put more pokes out there because it really can identify a marketplace that's highly underserved. And that's true not only in lead generation or real estate and rental properties. It's probably true in a lot of different industries. And so I just want to encourage you guys to, if you have not already, go back through the Go Fast Look Sexy strategy and go and get three pokes out there, today, tomorrow, what have you. Get 3 things up or 2 things up or even 1 thing up and poke the market and see if there's a lot of money sitting there. There's oftentimes industries where until a disruptor comes in and starts trying to do something different, they could fly under the radar for a long period of time and no one ever knows that there could have been a ton of money in those spaces. So I just encourage you guys to go try identifying a few different niches you could get into by poking the marketplace, by using that Go Fast Look Sexy strategy, grabbing an AdWords coupon, running some ads, seeing what it's like being number 1 for a week. You spend $100 or whatever it is. I think the coupon gives you $100 or 75. See what it's like being number 1. See if there's a bunch of phone calls generated. See if there's no phone calls generated. But it's going to give you an idea of like, wow, what would it be like to be number 1? Secondly, it makes you go into a deal a little bit more confident of how you want to attack it. Do you want to attack it in the arbitrage method? Do you want to attack it in a pay-per lead model? Do you want to attack it in a flat fee model? When you have a little bit of data to work off of, it puts you in a much stronger position. So today, as we sit and we look at this mobile home park we're looking at purchasing, we're under contract in, we have some data, we have some understanding, we have some negotiating power based on what we know is going on in the marketplace. And so it puts me in a way better position to potentially come back and counter offer after we do the rest of our due diligence. So guys, I just want to encourage you guys to do that stuff. I know it's not like a ground shattering idea, but just as I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about on today's call or on today's live stream, I just started identifying other areas of my life or of my business entities that I have that I could have poked first and put myself into the marketplace before I wasn't actually in the marketplace. I'm gonna give you another good example of this. Tim Ferriss in the 4-Hour Workweek, which I don't know, the book's all right. Obviously, I don't believe that there's such thing as a 4-hour work week, not at least for the numbers that I want to get to, but it's a novel. It's a great catchy name of a book. There's one thing in that book that really grabbed me. I don't know if any of you guys will remember it. It's when Tim Ferriss said, hey, I wanted to get into e-commerce, but instead of getting into e-commerce and going and buying all these supplements, I put up a little small 1-page website or whatever it was, and I put up I had the image of the supplements created. I had the sales page written. I had all that stuff done, but I didn't go buy a garage full of supplements. I poked the market. He didn't call it poking, but tested the market, right? And all he did was on the buy now page or on the buy now button for his product, it would take him to a page that says sold out. But every time that buy now button was clicked, it signified someone purchasing that product from him. And so what he was able to identify was, before he went out into a market full force, is the market hungry for this supplement, and can I potentially spend money on advertising for X dollars and get Y dollars back? And he did that by, again, not having the product printed up in his garage, all this money spent, capital spent. He tested the marketplace first, right? We talk about that in other areas too, but it's just another example that you can use this strategy of poking a marketplace. And in lead gen, it's so easy with the Google AdWords stuff. It's just so simple to do. You run an AdWords, a call only ad. You see if you get calls that identifies to you, is this going to be a viable niche for me to jump and spend a bunch of time into? Secondly, you can land a client before you've ever lifted a finger on putting up your lead gen site. You could have landed a client from those AdWords coupons, had that conversation with them, dropped them over some clients, and you're already sitting pretty. So you already have a client, and you already know that the niche is a good niche. Okay, cool. Well, I am getting into a little bit more of a congested zone here. If you guys, I'll try to jump on later on, potentially, if I can get into a better spot. But I think that's all you guys need. Go take that space, or that niche, that strategy I just gave you guys. I haven't ate today either. go poke your market 2 or 3 times and find some other low-hanging fruit in your marketplace. Go grab another client. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.